Recording in progress.
Yo, what up? What's good, fam? I'm your boy Trey Frazier. I got my brother Maestro Styles here with me today. Oh, I can't hear you, bro.
My fault.
You all
My
good?
fault. What's good? What's
All
good?
good? Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. What's popping? What's popping?
I ain't nothing. How you?
I'm good. I'm good. Let everybody know. You're tuning into the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast. We're live on all of our social media platforms. Twitter, you could watch us live there at Barbershop SPOR2. Also, you could follow us live on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and you can also follow us on our Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. So yeah, man. I'm good, bro. I'm ready to kind of get this thing jump started. I see you got rocking the Wizards joint tonight. What's good
Man,
about that?
one time,
For the one time, huh?
for the one time, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk a little Wizards today, so I
Okay.
had to show a little fandom.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. And speaking of that too, our guest tonight is 1/3 of the urban sports scene, which is a DMV based podcast. Your boy Wole is 1/3 of the program there. We're gonna chat with him in a few minutes. Listen to a little bit of their episode a couple weeks ago. They had Doc Walker,
Okay.
Redskins legend, on a platform, so that was pretty informative, pretty, insightful to have him on there. So we're going to chat with the kid, talk about the Commander sale, Wizards, like you talked about, rocking the jersey there. A little bit of, DC stuff, going on in the, in the area here. So, so can I apologize? I wanna send an apology to our listeners and our fans because last week, while we were so entrenched in NBA talk and other stuff, we forgot to pay the legend Jim Brown the homage that he deserved
Yeah.
on this platform. And so
Yeah.
we want to circle back and we want to say, in salute, rest in peace to the legend Jim Brown. A lot has gone on in this guy's career, from obviously playing with the Cleveland Browns to movies, television, civil rights acts, and things like that. He'll certainly be missed.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of throw that out there, and I do want to mention this before before you give your your 2 cents on Jim Brown. So I remember when he was on an episode of Living Single, right? So I guess Overton's character, played by John Henton, Overton's character is from Cleveland, so he was a Browns fan. And I think in that particular episode, this was when the Browns left Cleveland, they came to Baltimore, and Sinclair invites Jim Brown over to their house, and he makes the guest appearance, and they're talking about how Jim Brown didn't want to follow the team as much because of the move to Baltimore, and so
Right.
when
Right.
you think about him in television, that's one thing. That's one episode that kind of came to mind. Now, I don't know if you remember, was he in Any Given Sunday as well?
I don't. I'll be clairvoyant with you, bro.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
remember. I don't remember any given Sunday.
Wow.
I
Okay.
might have watched it once in my life, and
Wow.
it wasn't like the it
Okay.
didn't catch me. It didn't catch me. I don't know what I was doing that day. I watched it,
Uh huh.
but it didn't really. I never went back to it.
But obviously, you
So
didn't watch it when it first came out.
well, it came out in the '90s. I mean, I might
Two
have saw it, but
thousand. I thought 2001. I thought 2000
oh,
2001.
that's even more reason that I haven't really seen that movie. I'm like I might have seen it, seen clips of it, but to
But I
answer your
guess
question about
yeah.
Jim Brown, I'm not sure. I haven't watched enough of it to tell you.
Yeah, I feel like he had a role in that movie. I might have to Google search that joint. But
The notable movie for me in Jim Brown, to me, just to me,
yep.
is I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Okay. Okay.
That's the notable. I mean, obviously he's been in a million other movies.
You've watched that movie over and over again. I could tell.
That's my movie. Yeah, that's my jam. That's my movie right there.
Yep.
But with Jim Brown, I'm echoing the sentiments that you spoke. First of all, condolences. Second of all, sincerest apologies that we got so caught up in Celtics and Heat that we forgot to acknowledge that black man for what he's contributed to sports and to political situations, and to entertainment. Like he's been everywhere that you could ask a credible human being to be, with that platform. So he's done football, social activism, he's done everything you could basically ask him to do.
Yeah.
So thank you for your contribution to my life, to community, and to black people.
Yeah, absolutely. And that civil rights portion of it too. I will always and we've lost a lot of legends, over the course of the last few years. But the photo of him, Bill Russell, Kareem, and I know I'm missing a couple other names, Muhammad Ali. That famous photo that always resurfaces from the time when they were fighting for civil rights movements and things like that. That will always be a classic picture of those legends in that picture. So
for sure.
So rest in peace to the legend. And to top that off, bruh, we gotta be better. I was saying it after the episode last week. I've been tweeting about it. I said, look, we gotta be better.
Yeah, I accept that. Like I said, I kind of got caught up in all the messy shit and forgot about the important shit. So
yep. And we did. And speaking of this too, we did lose another legend over the week in Tina Turner. Rest in peace to the great Tina Turner, for certain.
For sure. Yeah, man, the Heat make it to the finals. And that's, congratulations to them. I'm more so focusing, and because I'm sure you're gonna want to get into basketball more in depth. I'm more so want to send shout outs to your favorite Twitter troll nowadays, Doc Bell, ABM. Shout out to you, man. Because I didn't realize he was trolling you in the manner that he was, man. I know you lost the bet and all that was going on, but I didn't know that he was consistently trolling you, man. And if I'm being honest with you, man, I'm for it.
It's so funny how the Knicks is on everybody's minds. Like our season's over. You know what I'm saying?
That's what y'all do, though.
Our season is over. Look, I'm in off-season mode when it comes to the Knicks. There's no need to talk about them right now. It's about the teams that's left. If you a Heat fan, you beat us, cool. You beat the Celtics, cool. You go into the finals, that's cool. Keep the Knicks out your damn mouth. Keep them out your mouth.
Wow, man. Because I mean, in his defense, I'm not a Knicks fan at all, but I do see a lot of Knicks fans talking about, already talking about what they about to do next year, and let me be clear, Knicks fans, all of y'all should just shut up. All of y'all.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? You see them talking? Like they talking about what they're gonna do, or
like how next year we gonna be all this, and like right now ain't the time for y'all to be talking about next year projections.
Because what I've been seeing on the timeline is trade ideas.
That's no issue with that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that stuff. Like I'm seeing now. It was just announced earlier today that Bob Myers, GM, president of the Warriors, is stepping down from that position.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you got Knicks fans talking about, hey, if you Dolan, don't you got to make this move and stuff? And it's like, and look, I get it. It's Bob Myers, and he's part of a dynasty.
I'm on to Washington.
When all that, but I'm not like. I'm not so sure about that right now. Like, I don't know if you just drop Leon Rose, given what he's done up to this point, to go get Bob Myers. I don't know that you do that and mess with the chemistry that's going on right now.
Sure. But to all you Knicks fans that are already making projections about how y'all going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, and these are some of the ridiculous things I've seen this so far.
Yeah, I want to hear what you saw.
Like people are talking about projections. Oh, we going to the finals. We going to the conference finals. Oh, next year y'all better watch out for us. We about to be one of the best teams. These types of things.
Yeah.
I'm all for what moves need to be made. I'm all for that. But right now, y'all just hold the loss. Just hold the loss.
I am to a certain degree with the moves, because some of the stuff makes sense. Some of the stuff makes you think, and then some of the other stuff is like, shut up. Like, come on.
No,
like that's not happening.
Again, I'm all for what we can do better as a team.
Mm-hmm.
But shit talking, trash talking,
yeah.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Just be quiet.
I mean, can we trash the Celtics though? I mean, they sitting on the couch with us right now. I mean, we could trash the Celtics, right?
Honestly, no.
Why?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your world, but
why? Wasn't this team a championship contender?
Yeah, they were. They are.
Well,
not right now, obviously, but
they were.
But I don't know, man. For y'all to talk trash about a team that was around ahead of y'all, around after y'all, seems like y'all wasting y'all time right now.
Well, I'm just saying, in general speaking,
y'all could be having a better conversation as Knicks fans.
Well, okay, so put my Knicks fandom aside. Aside from that, generally speaking, the Boston Celtics deserve all the smoke today.
Absolutely. Now, if you're about to generally make a conversation about the Celtics, 100%. But I'm talking about as a Knicks fan. Don't be a Knicks fan talking shit about Boston right now. You sound kind of crazy.
Well, I can't. I can't.
No. I'm just asking you.
Go ahead.
I'm asking you not to have a New York Knicks bias in this conversation. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what that looks like, and quite frankly, I just want to give the Celtics smoke on a general level, because this was a championship contending team that had 2 all-star caliber players, and I get that on the first play, Jason Tatum twisted the ankle, and I give him all the credit in the world. And me and the guy was going back and forth last night on Twitter about giving Tatum the smoke, and I'm like, look, if you saying that he didn't show up because it's a game 7, cool, I get that, but
that's not cool.
Twisted his ankle. The dude twisted his ankle and said, I'm playing 40 plus minutes in this game. Right. It's a game 7. This
is not Devin Booker.
Right. Now he tread lightly throughout the game. And he got some criticism for that. I don't agree in the criticism of him treading lightly in the Eastern Conference Finals, because God forbid you make that thing worse and your team win. Now you're not available for the finals, which is for the ultimate prize.
Or worse, this nigga is 25 years old. He hurt his ankle trying to go hard.
Yeah.
We seen what happened to RG3, so he wasn't the same.
Yeah, exactly. So now, if you're telling me you're in the finals for the chip and you twist your ankle, then yeah, you go all out, you go hard. Game 7, NBA Finals, agree 100%. But in the Eastern Conference Finals, I understand why he tread lightly.
I mean, even then, I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I'm kind of torn, because yeah, it's the finals, but then you 25 and you got another star that who you feel like should have been able to pick up the slack. Let's be clear.
I agree. I agree.
I understand that Jaylen Brown is Robin. I get that. Mm-hmm. He is Robin. But shit, sometimes Robin gotta step up, man, and he did not.
Absolutely. 8 turnovers. That ain't good, man. That's not.
He did not step up. He did not step up. 19-8-5 is not a good number in a Game 7 closeout game.
Yeah.
When your counterpart Caleb Martin is scoring what 26, 27, something like that.
And shooting your face off too.
Yeah. So no. That they smoke should be given to the Celtics as a team. But if you're asking me to place the blame on somebody majorly in that Game 7,
Yeah.
it's definitely Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
It's Jaylen Brown.
I'm with you. The number 8 to me, like, I get the points. Not enough points there. The 8 for me is more significant because you gave the Heat possessions which are turnovers, and so so when I look at that, yeah, this is a failure. I mean, kind of going back to the Milwaukee
absolutely.
reference, this is a failure.
and Jaylen Brown, it was Jaylen Brown or Tatum who said, yeah, this is a failure. It was Jaylen Brown. Yes, it's a failure. And to Tatum's point, and to Tatum, yeah, bruh, like, thank you for giving us your effort, bruh, but we're not about to sacrifice your career when you wanted them for you to go hard and hurt yourself more, and next you know we didn't pay you all this money to be a shell of yourself because you hurt yourself even more in a Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals when you're 25 years old and you are a franchise player. Let's be clear. He is the franchise player, and regardless of what happens about Jaylen Brown's supermax and all that, we know Jason Tatum is good.
Was it me, or did it seem like Jaylen Brown was playing his way out of Boston last night?
I'll be honest with you. I watched the replay of the game, so because I was working yesterday.
Yeah.
But when I watched it, I was catching as much of it as I can. Yeah. I don't know if he was playing himself out because I know him wanting to leave has been a hot topic around all year really.
Right.
Or at least for half of the year.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know. To me, he's just an inconsistent player, and I always get caught in this situation where I say Jaylen Brown ain't the dude that y'all say he is, but then he'll come up and give us a 28-10 game where I got to look at him like, damn, he is going hard.
Yeah.
But he's so like he'll do that one game and then the next game when it really when it's worth something, 19-8-5 with 8 turnovers, and it's like, bruh,
yeah, it makes you, a game like that makes you second guess, damn, like, do we really want this player? Like, whether it's Boston or whether it's a team that might be looking at him from afar in a trade scenario, it does kind of make you second guess, like, damn, like, is this dude really the dude?
Let me be clear. I think you keep if you're the Celtics, you do your damnedest to keep Jaylen Brown with Jason Tatum. That's my opinion. They're young, and they're used to playing each other. And let's be clear, they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals at least for the past 3 years. So
five out of the last 7. Five times out of the last 7. Yeah.
Right. Something crazy. So
yeah.
You keep them together. Like, clearly this is a team that you can build around. This is a core you can build around.
Yeah.
I don't think you break that up. If you can help it. I will say this. I saw this today and I almost threw up in my mouth. Washington Wizards. I know we shout out to Michael Winger and we hiring a GM.
Yep.
Do not sign Jaylen Brown. Don't do it.
Not to the money that he would be calling for.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't. And that's a Wizards move.
If we ever heard one, right?
Don't do it. Don't do it. This dude is not a proven star. He is not going to be he's not what you think he might be for the money. I don't think he's that. Don't do it. Please don't do it. And yes, you will see me if this happens, trying to find ways to support him. Yes, you will see that. I'm letting everybody know now. Document me on it. I don't want Jaylen Brown, but if the Wizards do Wizards things and sign him, I'm gonna be like, well, hey man, he gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I am gonna do that. But right now, while it's not happening, don't do it. Reconsider. Read some literature.
So Michael Winger was the former Clippers general
GM.
manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That name sounded familiar. I thought I saw some news about the Wizards signing a general manager
Yeah,
to take
and
over.
he's going to be tasked with hiring a GM. So, and if it's any consolation,
Yeah.
whatever you feel about the Clippers achievements while under this GM, he certainly put a roster together.
I was gonna say the roster building in the
together.
Clippers organization
Yeah.
was it was legit.
Yeah.
Like I don't have no problems with that.
So all I could do was cross my fingers and hope for the best. But the Clippers team did have, like I said, no matter how it panned out,
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook,
Like Markieff Morris and
like he had
Norman Powell, all them
Like
guys.
he legit has had a roster every year that I know he's been there.
Yeah, Pat Beverly was on there for a minute too.
Right. Yeah, so he know how to put it together. Let's just hope he put it together for the Wizards.
Yeah, well, that cap situation a little bit different in DC than it is in LA,
Sure,
I'm
obviously.
sure. So
Obviously.
he gonna have to he's got some stuff to work out. But like I said, maybe a couple weeks ago, you put Kuzma, Beal, and Porzingis as a 3. That's not a bad big 3 to have. You know, they just got to stay healthy for a long period of time.
Yeah. Again, man. Getting ready for the show, I went and kind of recapped how I felt about the Wizards season. Did some Googling.
Yep.
And look, that's a good top 3. Between Kuzma or Bill, and I'm leaning towards Bill. One of these guys are going to have to not be in part of the top 3, and we're going to have to get a real athletic guy who can create their own shot. Because Bill is no longer that guy that can go out and create his own shot when he wants to create his shot. We need a younger guy to be able to do that. And if we keep Bill, for now and for the foreseeable future, I think we have to get an athletic player who can create a shot better and leave Bill out there to shoot threes.
Yeah. And is that coming free agency or is that coming via trade? I would think it'd be a trade.
I would say via draft.
Draft? Okay.
At the draft, we're going to draft.
Okay.
I mean, because if we're talking about this year being good, like being not in play in contention, but being in the top 6,
you got to find that diamond in the rough.
We got to find that dog. We got to find somebody that's coming in right now, scoring 25.
And the history, and given the history of the draft lately, like you could find guys in like the teens and late first round. You know what I mean? You can find that. Lately, it's been that way.
I hope that our guests got a little insight on that. I won't go too deep into it, but man, I really. But all that to say, getting back to the subject. Wizards, do not sign Jaylen Brown. Don't do it. I don't care what happens. I don't care how tempting it looks, unless it's for the right money.
Yeah. So
don't do it.
But you realize if that does, like, let's say that does happen, one of those 3 guys is up out of there, whether it's Beal or Porzingis or Kuzma. Like that's exactly what's gonna happen. You're swapping one for the other.
And probably more than one of those guys. Because if it's a Kuzma, I don't know that Kuzma, just in his 1 year, is going to carry enough value to swap with Jaylen Brown, who, one of the probably, if not the best number 2 in the league.
Definitely top 3.
Yeah.
He definitely top 3 for certain. I mean, when you look at what Milwaukee's got as a number 2, Chris Middleton, who already's got a chip. You know what I mean? Like,
he been injured. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking at him like he's the best number 2 guy in the league.
I think he can range from being the best to maybe being the 3rd best.
I mean, depending on how you feel about Devin. Yeah, like top 3. Top three. I don't want to make it a big discussion. But
Yeah,
don't bring him to the Wizards because you're going to automatically put him in a position to be the number one guy, and I don't believe him. Don't do it.
I promise you, I don't think that's happening. And for certain,
yeah, neither do I. But I don't like the graphic that I saw, and I saw the graphic.
Okay,
I think Ashley Baker posted it. I don't like it.
Okay, so I think like you told me months ago that it's a dumb tweet. That whatever that graphic you saw was a dumb graphic.
It was 100%. 100%.
I think we can both agree that it's a dumb graphic, and I think you should have 100% less to worry about that.
No. Okay, if you're saying it's a dumb graphic because it's not possible to happen, then I disagree with you. Because the Wizards have been known to do dumb shit like that. So, yeah, hell, Porzingis panned out, but let's not act like we didn't feel like we felt like that wasn't a good move. Now, it panned out. It's been panning out. But that's a lot of money. That's $30 million.
Yeah, no, I get it. Have they ever done a stupid move where they're trading a guy that's potentially due for payday when they already got two guys with max contracts? Like,
no. The point is that they would be bringing on a contract. A big contract. Let's be clear. Like they just did it. Like maybe Porzingis already had the money, so we wasn't due for the money. He already had it.
Right.
But we had to pick it up. So now, don't Jaylen Brown. So why would you? Before the trade happened, the Porzingis trade, I think a lot of people looked at that was like, no, that's not a smart move. That's not a smart move.
Yeah, I criticized it.
I
criticized it.
This would be the same thing. Like, and let's be clear. I don't think Jaylen Brown is going to pan out because he's going to immediately be thrusted into number one scorer territory.
I think
and he's not.
I think if Jaylen Brown somehow doesn't end up on the Celtics next year, I think it's going to be for the Hawks. If I had to rank my list of teams, I think you probably put the Hawks at the top of the list because he's from there and he's been rumored more so to be there than anywhere else. I would put them there first, and then anybody else, it's a toss up at that point.
Yeah, I don't give a damn as long as it's not the Wizards. I literally do not care as long as it's not the Wizards.
I don't think you got anything to worry about.
I hope you're right.
If there's a parlay of Maestro Styles worrying about Jaylen Brown being picked up by the Wizards, I would bet that parlay that it wouldn't happen every single time. And I've been bad on parlays this postseason, so
I hope you're right. Man, I hope you're right. Shout out to the Heat while we're doing all this Wizards talking. I don't know that we gave the Heat enough credit. For what it's worth, Jimmy Butler wins the Eastern Conference Final MVP.
Yep.
I know a lot of people saying Caleb Martin should have got it. I don't necessarily disagree, but I will also say that Jimmy Butler is still Jimmy Butler, and he would get that over Caleb Martin.
Well, let's go into detail with that. It was an emotional watch to see what Caleb Martin did, and I even tweeted, during the game, hey, Caleb Martin about to win this Eastern Conference Final MVP because the dude in the Game 7, granted, role player, undrafted player, dude showed up, bro. Dude was shooting niggas' faces off. Sure. And it's totally understandable to have that feeling while you're watching, doing what he's doing. Okay. And then you kind of sit back. And
you
after
weren't
the
the
dust
only one
settles,
saying that, by the way.
I know. A lot of people were liking the post. A lot of people were retweeting and everything like that. Other people made mention of it as well. But at the end of the day, when you circle back and you kind of reflect, Jimmy Butler's impact on the Heat in these conference finals, not just Game 7, but all 7 games of the series, he's had more impact than Caleb Martin has. So,
and just as to add injury to insult, with Caleb Martin's 26, Jimmy Butler still had . So let's not act like
Exactly. Hey, let's bring in our guest here. We got the homie here, 1/3 of the Urban Sports Scene podcast, based out of the DMV.
Yes,
Let's welcome the homie Wole here in the building. Wole, man, what's good, man? Thank you for coming in.
Oh man, thank you, man. Appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love always. I love what y'all doing too. FYI, I love what y'all doing.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to get into your last episode. Yeah, y'all definitely putting out good shit. So we
appreciate that.
Yeah,
bro.
y'all
appreciate
done.
that.
So
The Doc Walker episode that was classic.
To.
Okay, yeah. Classic stuff.
Doc was a cool dude. We recently just had Bashar Breeland on last week. So I guess the last time we recorded, we had Bashar Breeland, who used to play for the team. So yeah, man. But Doc was dope, man, because Doc got insight. You know what I mean? So it is
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna let you know right now, man. I am from the DMV area. Been here my entire life. Yeah. Work here, live here, raise kids, and be out here tricking in the same city. I just want you to know that people are listening right now, and all they want to know from me is that I bring on an adequate representative of DMV sports.
Of course,
so I don't want no smoke. And I don't want to put no pressure on you off the beginning.
That's all good.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah, my guy. Let me tell you something. Because I've seen him tweet a lot, and they get on big guests on their platform, and Wole also got media credentials to Wizards games and other sporting events like that. So he's definitely in tune to what's happening behind the scenes when it comes to DC sports and all that, and so. I respect that, and as a New Yorker, and I've lived in Maryland for 20 years now. I could certainly respect the grind. I respect what you guys are doing as a podcast, as a content creator, and man, let's get it. You're doing the thing right now.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. We've been striving. We've been doing this for a minute, for a grip, for real. We've been doing this since I want to say my boy Ray would know it because he's still with the podcast, but I want to say. 2010, 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we've been doing it. It was wild because a lot of us, a lot of us went to school together. We went to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's about say three of us who went to the Shore and one who went to Morgan State. So it's about four of us.
Shout out to the HBCUs.
You know what, man? We rep that all day, every day. So, we started it. We started before. We just wanted to get we were listening to the radio, and they just wasn't. Our voices weren't on there, and especially being like my man said, we from the DMV, man. It's just like Chocolate City. You got PG County, you got Montgomery County. You know what I'm saying? You got VA. You got different voice in this area where you know what? Hey, this is we need people who represent us, that talk like us, who preach what we preach, and not to say. Anybody outside doesn't do it, but I'm just saying, it's good to have people that you can relate to and kind of say, all right, they're doing it. So our whole goal was to try to get on the radio. That was our initial goal, right?
Right.
So we started doing it, and over time we just started having our own craft, and it just became more of a passion just for fun. It wasn't that it turned from being about the radio, and it just started put, like you said, being content creators. So our whole thing is just providing. DMV content out there. Every once in a while we talk about national media. We've been doing national sports, but recently we've been doing promote HBCU. So that's been more of our little thing right now too. So we talk to everybody from the SWAC, from the MEAC, from the CIAA, everywhere. All the MEAC athletic conferences, we try to tackle something. We was at the MEAC tournament, basketball tournament up in Norfolk, Virginia. So but yeah, we're doing that. We talk boxing, but basically just like any sports podcast show, our central thing is the DMV. We start there first and we branch out to other stuff, but that's the basis. The basis is the DMV. So obviously, when you're talking DMV, you're talking about the Commanders, you're talking about the Bullets. We're calling Bullets the Wizards. You can I aged myself.
Hey, folks want that name back, bro.
I want it back too. I thought the Wizards name was corny when it came out.
Yes, sir.
And then even we talk baseball too. We talk about the Nats. I'm an Orioles fan. When I grew up here, the only team was the Orioles. It wasn't the Nats. It wasn't the Nats. So Orioles. Every once in a while we talk about the Caps. We talk college basketball, Maryland, Georgetown. So yeah, we try to cover everything. But truth be told, that's all it is. The basis of it, or that's the basis of the urban sports scene. We got branch off shows, all Burgundy and Gold, everything where we cover just Commander stuff, and that's connected to a Fox affiliate up in Hopewell, Virginia. So we work with them and we create content for that. So like I mentioned, I mean, when I was talking about Breland, he's on that show. Breland was on that show. Swear Breland on that show. So yeah, we've been doing this for a while. So we just keep grinding. We having fun. You know what I mean? It's just more about if you found, you found. If people listen to you, they vibe with you. They vibe with you. The cool thing about this, and you all see it too, the blessing about doing this thing, you got people you don't even freaking know that bang with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it ain't your homies. It ain't the person that you get, your moms, your brother, your sister. It's people you don't even know bang with you, listen to every show and give you a compliment about your show. That's what makes you realize and appreciate it. Like, all right, we doing something right here.
That's what's up. Hey, we're gonna get straight into it, man. So obviously the Commanders got them a new owner, got your boy up out of there, Daniel Snyder. Y'all in a tough NFC East, obviously. What you got going on for the Commanders? How you felt about the draft? I'm gonna tell you now. I like Emmanuel Forbes in the first round. Let me be clear. I like him. But the conversation has constantly been about this nigga is 160 pounds and he's not concerned. And the people I'm talking about, they're trying to tell me that they're not concerned about him being 160 pounds when Bambas is coming on the outside and they got to make tackles. We got him to cover. How you feel about it? Where you at with it?
It don't bother me because, you know, I grew up watching like Deion. Deion ain't like tackling, so it was cool. Like I felt like certain folks don't tackle. We'll see how it is. If you look at the film, he tries to tackle, which I'll do that over anything that's gang tackling. People help him out. Right. I just think Washington need a playmaker. They need a dude on that back end. You know, I grew up when I saw Darryl Green play football, he was perfect coverage, was always around. Right. But he wasn't like picking that thing off when I was watching him playing. He was always knocking the ball down.
Yeah, right.
Washington, the only person they've had, like, to me, like Champ. Champ was that dude where he would pick it off and take it to the house. And they had a couple other dudes, but nothing like this actually be fixated on just getting a guy that can get the ball and take it the other way. You know, and I've always said this, like, if you did this in college, there's one thing, you can get burnt. I'm not saying you can't get burnt. Yeah. But if you're in college, if you've been successfully picking something to take it to the house, that translates in the NFL. That's just translate. Catching the football and going the other way just translates. You can get burnt though. I don't get it twisted. Like dudes get burnt doing it in the NFL. But I'm just saying, like, that is one thing that translates, and I think Washington just needs that. I told folks I will take the L with this dude getting burnt if he give me like a couple sevens back. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have that. Like, the only person they have doing that, and that was last year, was Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller had 2 pick sixes last year. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think having a young dude that can do that on the opposite side, you'll probably have St. Juice on the other side, and then Kendall Fuller, and then when they run 3, and I was telling Lake Lewis, who covers the team, we had this discussion, and I was saying, like, you're not gonna have Kendall on the inside because Kendall can't play inside anymore. He can't. He gets burnt on slot on nickel. But what you can do is that when they go 3 wide out, you keep Fuller on the outside. I mean, Fuller. You can keep Forbes on the outside. On the outside, you're gonna put Fuller on the other outside, and then St. Juice in the inside because St. Juice can play inside. He's shown you can play inside. So in terms of the draft, I'm not mad with Emmanuel Forbes. I actually like that pick. So I always told folks I really like that pick. Yeah. Everybody else I don't really care about. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I don't really. I've had people on the show who kind of convinced me to say, okay, now I got to kind of pay attention to it. You know, the old lineman, Stromberg. Everybody, people have kind of like swayed me on him. So saying that he can actually be a starter. The kid Martin out of Illinois, I'm like if he's gonna play slot nickel, if he's gonna play nickel and not safety, because they have a bunch of guys that can play that position. So I'm not really into but I'll wait and see because a lot of people kind of try to convince me. They tried to convince me, but I ain't gonna lie to you. It's Forbes. I don't care about anybody else. Like you have to show me it's Forbes because I think Forbes is a need. You know, I want this team to build the O line because you got Ricky. You got second-year quarterback, but really a rookie. Rookie quarterback. You need to build that O line. Like that's the most important. The thing that you do with a young quarterback is an O line, running game, and that's what it is. It's a bonus when you got offensive weapons on the outside like Washington has. That's a bonus. Right. But really, when you want to protect a young quarterback, you got to protect him, and you got to give him a good running game, and that way it makes life easy for him.
So, Wole, speaking of the quarterback, so let's go back early in the offseason, and they came out and they said Sam Howell was going to be the guy. Did you think the team was bluffing in order to potentially get a Lamar Jackson who was out there at the time? How do you feel about the quarterback position moving forward?
I didn't think it was bluffing. I thought that was the right decision. Thought that what they did was the right decision because you know what? The last 3-4 years, man, this team has done the same thing with quarterback. Let's get and I ain't hate Alex Smith, so I'm not putting. Let's get Alex Smith.
Right.
All right. Let's get Carson Wentz. Let's get Fitzpatrick. Let's get like. How about you just draft this dude? He showed you something. So just rock with him the following season.
Yeah.
What's wrong with rocking with somebody? Like we wouldn't know who Russell Wilson was if Seattle didn't play him. Because they had Matt Flynn and they gave him the bag.
Yeah,
he wouldn't know who Russ is.
Facts.
He wouldn't know who Russ was. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Pete Carroll saw something early. He was like, yeah, I think I like you more than I like old boy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, why not play him? You know, and it's wild because I remember during our show, I used to have Commanders reporters come on the show, and I was like, who looks the best in camp? And it's like, who looks the best in camp so far? They would say Sam Howell.
Oh snap!
This is like I'm serious.
That's a shocker.
They would they would be like Sam Howell was like for real. They were like, yeah, he looked better than like Carson. He trying to get himself situated. Taylor ain't looking that good right now. But right now in the beginning, Sam looked the best initially. That's what folks were telling me. I said, okay, that's surprising. Then it was like then I watched him in preseason, and to me, he looked solid in preseason. It wasn't like he was making plays. He was doing the same thing you saw against Dallas. Yeah, he did in preseason. The same exact stuff. Like he gonna throw picks. He gonna throw a pick. Folks throw picks. But that running, getting the extra yards, hustling, being a playmaker, throwing a deep ball. He did all that in preseason. All that in preseason.
I want to go back to Kendall Fuller. Is it true? How much does he do? Because the conversation that I've been having is that Kendall Fuller need to get up out of there. He's a liability and he costs too much.
This is what I would tell you about Kendall Fuller because I was on this dude. I was like, get this dude out of here early. Like I'm look if you look at my tweets, I was frying this dude. Yeah, like early. I won't even. I'm not going to act like I'm on a Kendall Fuller bandwagon. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna own my shit. Like I was like, get this out of here.
Yeah, you can say nigga, it's cool.
Then I was like, I can't cool. Get this nigga out of here.
Yeah.
So it got to the second half of the season where the dude was flat out the best cornerback on the team. I can say that. When they got rid of William Jackson the third, I know a lot of people get fixated on St. Juice. St. Juice played well, but if you really want to break down play and look at all the big plays and what was going on, Kendall had 2 pick sixes. Don't forget about that the Atlanta game when he had that big interception to win the game in that end zone. Kendall had it was all Kendall Fuller making plays for this team. Yeah. So Kendall, to me, in the second half of the season, Kendall was arguably the best cornerback on the team. So when people want to cut Kendall, I'm like, yo, your defense wasn't elite for real. Why would you cut somebody who was arguably your best cornerback last year?
Right.
Well, now I get it. So I get why they would they would keep him. Yeah. If they got rid of him, I wouldn't really sweat it. But I'm just saying I get why they would keep him.
So the conversation. So you saying that the defense wasn't that good. I'm just telling you because I am in an office full of Commanders fans that want to argue all day, and I'm a Steelers fan, so I don't really care, but I do get the conversation. They'll say, well, we was ranked third defense.
With the help of Kendall Fuller.
Yeah. Okay,
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a horrible defense. I'm just saying, if you look at the first half of it was getting burnt, big plays. Yeah, the defense got talent. I'm a big believer the defense should be better. It should always be top 3. It should be that type of defense. So the argument, they are that good talent-wise. You didn't have Chase. You had Montez. You saw what Payne did. Allen,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You got Cam Curl, safety. You got talent. You got young boy Jamin Davis who's starting to get his game together. So you got talent on defense. I'm not debating that at all. Bobby McCain was solid for him down the stretch too. People kind of piss on him, but he was solid down the stretch. So I'm just saying, their defense is a solid team, a really good defense. It could be better though. I think it could be better. I do think the problem with the defense was they weren't, and which I'm talking about what I'm was talking about Forbes is they weren't getting picks and turning that into points or getting turnovers turning into points. Now you got a dude who can do that. You know what I'm saying? And then adding Kendall Fuller, if you get that Kendall Fuller in the second half of the season, that makes your defense 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? But I would not. I know a lot of Commander fans are like, Kendall in the nickel. I would not put Kendall in nickel. We've seen it. It don't work. He gets fried. He's trash at it. He ain't good at it anymore. He was good at it at the time of his career. He ain't good at it anymore. You put Kendall. So when they go 3 set, Kendall don't start. I'm cool with that. I get it. Kendall doesn't start. You got to say you're going young. St. Juice, Forbes. When they go 3, Kendall, Forbes on the outside, St. Juice, and the inside. It works. The San Francisco 49ers did that with Carlos Rogers.
Yeah.
Carlos Rogers was getting the bag. And they had Carlos Rogers in the nickel majority of the time when teams went 3 sets. So
I remember that.
Thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, so, Wole, in regard to the defense, so we have a friend of the podcast, Liz Robbins, who's from the area, and she's a diehard Commanders fan. And one of the things that I've always noticed about her when she's tweeting about the team is that there's always this rumor going around with Chase Young being traded. Chase Young's not good. He's injury prone. Like you're seeing all these kinds of things coming out of DC sports media. And I want to get from your perspective because I think Chase Young is one of the better defenders in the league. Like at one point I thought he was going to be the dude, and I know injuries have kind of kept him from doing that. What do you think? You think they should hold on to Chase Young and just kind of hope that he's going to stride right into form?
Well, he's going to be in a situation with Ron Payne. Like they didn't take the option on this contract, so he's going to be playing basically for a contract. He balls out, he's going to get paid. He's going to get franchised, he's going to get paid.
Yeah.
So this is my thing about Chase Young. I do think there's a lot of haters when it comes to Chase Young in this area and in the market. And I think people have to use common sense when they depict Chase Young. Now, does Chase Young need to work on moves and stuff? Yes,
absolutely.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he over pursued a lot healthy.
Yes, he needs to do that. But this is the argument I would give folks who kind of want to shit on Chase Young.
Yeah,
rookie of the year, had big plays, led you to the playoffs. So that's not a bust, right? That's a rookie year. You had a good rookie year.
Absolutely.
Second year, you got to like week 10, but you blew your knee out. So your year wasn't complete. Third year, you really shouldn't even played that year, but you played the last 3 games of the season. So what are you bitching about?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I told fans. What are you bitching? Like, you don't have anything to bitch about because he hasn't given you a full thing to really bitch about.
Yeah.
Like, other than year 1, you got the full year you got was year 1. You got year 1.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
His second year started slow. He didn't do any. He didn't make any moves. But I will make the argument again. I've seen Redskin Commander players at the end of the season get a bunch of bullshit sacks and roll their stacks up. And so I'm just saying, like, before we get to that narrative about he being like he don't get that sack, getting sacked. So, all right, I agree. So we're looking at him on the field, his second year, which there is such thing as a sophomore slump. There's a such thing. Then yes, he struggled his second year
for sure.
But he got hurt, so he didn't get a chance to prove it the rest of the season. So go to year 2, and if you're going to claim, and again, year 3, when he played 2 games, dude, you're coming off an 8-1. I've torn my ACL. If you watch multiple athletes in sports who tear their ACL, and he had a serious ACL. His wasn't even a regular ACL injury.
Yeah.
So if you don't come back normal that first year you come back. It's the second year is when you come back for real. The only person to ever do that in life was Adrian Peterson. Right. That's a freak of fucking nature. Right. The only person who's ever done that.
Yeah.
All right. So for you to even judge a dude off his comeback after ACL just shows me who you are. One, that means you're a hater. Secondly, when you're rehabbing, you're not rehabbing to get better. You're not rehabbing to get your moves, whatever. You're rehabbing to get your knee strong. Sure. You're not rehabbing about technique. You're rehabbing about getting your knee strong. So you're not gonna gain skill. Now, if he doesn't gain skill this season, then we can talk.
Right.
This season, last year, that's not a fair assessment on Chase Young to call him a bust after last season.
I agree. Speaking on last season, man, go on, give me a recap. What happened? Because this team was a team that I was willing to say around week 10, week 12, this team might could get that number 7 spot. They might could get it.
Maestro, let's recap that, because I remember a conversation we had when we were going through the NFC playoff picture, and we was like, oh, Seattle ain't getting that. The Giants
Right.
ain't getting that.
Right.
We was all on the Lions, and I forget who the other team was.
The Commanders was there.
The Commanders were there, but then we left them out as if they a lock. They a lock to get in.
Was it
Right.
It's probably Packers.
Probably. I don't remember who. I'll be honest, because we did it every single week. Every time something changed, every time one team, every time, literally every week we come and say, I don't know about Seattle, and then Seattle will win.
Hey man, props to Gino, man. Gino, that dude.
Yeah,
Props to Gino.
absolutely.
Facts.
Shout out to Gino. Shout out to Gino. Yeah, but recap. What happened last year for you? Main point or two that happened as to why y'all didn't make the playoffs.
All right, I'm a contradict. Well, I was wrong, so I can say this during that portion. But they went to Carson Wentz. And I thought that would be okay compared to Taylor Heineke. 'Cause I wasn't the biggest Taylor Heineke person.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the wrong move. It just was. It was the wrong move.
Yeah, it was after the San Francisco game.
Yeah, that was the game,
I think that people thought, they got their ass kicked by San Francisco. Yeah. Nobody was picking y'all to beat San Francisco.
No, it wasn't even that though. So the thing was and no one thought we were gonna beat San Francisco regardless. That wasn't even the thing.
Yeah,
it was more like Carson came in spot duty and looked good, and Taylor Heineke was starting to dwindle anyway. He wasn't playing the same, but he wasn't playing as good. But everybody knows the issue was not that Taylor Heineke is the greatest quarterback; is that the players play for him. It just you see it, they play for him. So and then you saw Carson play in that game against the Browns. It was the Browns.
The Browns game,
Yeah, the Browns game, and he was horrible. But I even backtracked. So for me, I didn't really have that much faith as a postseason early. Like before then, I think once they lost, it was before the Niners game. It was Taylor Heineke's. I guess the Eagles when they lost against the Eagles, they lost to the Giants. Once they lost that Giants game,
okay,
I was all for going with Sam Howell after that. Like my whole thing was like it wasn't to go to Carson. I wanted to go to Sam Howell. I think my whole thing was to see what you got. Because I hate that you had to go one game and it was what it was. Like I would prefer them to go that after the Giants game. Yeah, after that Giants game, after they lost to the Giants.
Yeah, Sunday night game.
Sam Howell. Yeah, that's the game I really that's the game I really want. I was like, just go Sam Howell, man. Just go that route. But yeah, if I had to go really be fair and point my finger at something, and even admitting that I was wrong at the time, it would definitely be the going with Carson Wentz over what's the name? Sorry.
Taylor Heineke.
Over Heineke.
I'm not the biggest. I'm Heineke Hive. The Heineke Hive, they love me because I used to bash this dude.
The Heineke
Hive used to go at me.
Man,
man, you thought Beyonce got it.
Oh, I know.
You thought Beyonce got it.
You knew about that, Maestro? The Heineke Hive?
He got it.
Wow.
You can't say nothing.
Okay.
You can't say nothing. He like the second coming of Jesus. You can't say nothing about this dude.
Absolutely.
On Twitter, I ain't never get so many comments on one of my tweets in my life. The first I was like, just because I mentioned this dude's name?
Yeah. I see, that's it, because that's the thing. I don't know what about us in this area. We'll see that the dude ain't good, but if he just give us a little bit of hope, if he just give us a little bit of hope, but we know he ain't good. He's not a good quarterback.
Nah, man,
not a starter anyway.
Not a starter. There's levels to this, man. There's levels to this.
Absolutely. But I'm telling you, I will go and shout out to my homegirl. Every time I go and talk to her, it's Heineke. I never understood why we even brought Carson Wentz over here. Like we had Heineke. Like it was that kind of conversation. Yeah. So Ron Rivera, man, are you sold on Ron Rivera? Because here's another thing.
As a what?
Yeah, right. I mean, a lot of people blame Ron Rivera for that quarterback switch, and he also had some. I didn't know that.
About the playoffs, the playoffs, like he know they was eliminated out of the playoffs, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they seemingly scapegoated and blamed it on Scott Turner and fired Scott Turner. In my estimation, that's what it would seem to me. But
I would say.
Okay, I want to know what you think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think Scott Turner deserves a lot of fault, and Ron deserves a lot of fault. I think Ron. I don't like nepotism. This is my problem.
Okay.
So Norv Turner,
I agree with that.
Norv Turner and Ron Rivera have a great relationship. I think Norv gave Ron Rivera a job back in the day.
Okay.
I want to say it's with the Chargers. He gave him a job with the Chargers. It could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it was the Chargers. Yeah.
The Chargers, right?
Yeah.
So he gave him a job with the Chargers, and you could tell that Norv is like. I mean, Ron is, and I think Ron had Norv in Carolina too as the offensive coordinator.
100%.
Yeah. I remember that.
there is this thing of nepotism because so Scott Turner, when he got this job, was never really, in terms of his background, like really adequate to be an offensive coordinator compared to. He did like 3 games at Carolina when Ron got fired. I think he had like 3 or 2 games as OC, but he wasn't good at it. He wasn't good at it, so they brought him over here in DC. And the job initially, he wasn't going to be the offensive coordinator. It was more like quarterback coach, and then all of a sudden he got promoted to an offensive coordinator. And they had, and it was rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. But they had old boy who's a coach for the Vikings. What's his name? Oh God, I'm having a moment. Oh,
you said
O'Donnell.
Kevin O'Donnell.
O'Connell. They had Kevin O'Connell. Excuse me, O'Connell. They had Kevin O'Connell here because I remember I was covering the team. I was covering the team at this time. I remember we was me.
Sean McVay was there too.
Yeah, Sean McVay. But this definitely was O'Connell. This is definitely because O'Connell is just at this point. O'Connell was just Washington gave O'Connell the chance to like do the last 5 games as OC because they fired Jay Gruden, so he now had an opportunity to call plays. And Callahan was like the interim coach.
Interim, yep.
All right. So I remember talking to a reporter, and we were talking about this. It's like, because Dwayne wasn't good prior to this. And then we're like, he's gotten Dwayne looking better. So according to Dwayne's last game of the season, before he got hurt, but he had like his best game period, the last game of the season. I think he played the Eagles I want to say it was the Eagles, it's the Eagles or the Giants. But Dwayne had an amazing game to a point where Dwayne got hurt. I think Dan Snyder went to the locker room and said, "You done? You don't gotta play. You showed enough."
Yeah,
like this is what happened. That's what happened. But O'Connell had him looking good. So Ron had an opportunity at that time. Like if he wanted Kevin O'Connell, he had an opportunity to. If he really wanted Kevin O'Connell, he could have had Kevin O'Connell.
Right.
Some people tell you they will say that. Like Kevin O'Connell didn't want to coach Dwayne, which is possibility. But if you want somebody, if you really want somebody, you can make all efforts to get him. He didn't make the efforts. He pretty much had his guy in Scott Turner. All right, so fast forward Scott Turner. If you look at his play calling, Scott Turner was basic, it's vanilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of the blame, we talk about who to blame. I blame both because one dude, you should never hire this dude to be offensive coordinator. That's one. That's a job that you shouldn't have. In terms of now coaching, I feel like the game's kind of passed him by. Rivera, you know what I mean? Like to a certain extent. I do think his players do play for him though. I'll give him that's one thing I will give him. His players do play for him. They talk so fondly of him. So he has them in the locker room. But when it comes to like making I would say this is one thing I will say about Rivera is I wish he would just be a coach. If that makes any sense. Because I feel like he has too much power. I think we get it all clouded because he has so much power in the organization. Yeah. Because he's like the GM. He's a coach. He does all this with PR. Like I said this before when Dan Snyder gave him the power. I was like, dude, your track record ain't even good enough to have all this power. Because that's for Super Bowl winners. You haven't even won a bowl to have this power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has too much power, and I think that if he was just a coach, because he delegates most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
but you know what that was about, though? That was about them trying to get that off of Snyder's plate. That's really what that was about.
Oh, I know that, but you gotta, to me, then hire somebody. My whole thing at the time was hire somebody who's done it. Then, like hire.
I'm with you. You
know what I'm saying? Like, but I agree with you. It's for the image. It was definitely an image thing. So I totally agree with you. But if you can't get somebody like that, like then get a younger dude, because Rivera wouldn't be the one that you want to give all the power. Once you give him all power or all autonomy, then you're giving somebody who ain't built for it, and then now you get the same problem that you had prior. So, if I'm Snyder don't got the job, he don't got his team no more. But if I had that's the same situation prior to Snyder's other coaches. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Like, but Rivera is part of the problem. Scott Turner was the problem. I think, like, again, Ron Rivera's hiring these people. Like, he's hiring these people. So, like, again, that's too much power for that dude to have. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you got somebody else outside, like your GM, you get a real GM, and then you're like, oh, hey, you gonna work with this, you gonna work with this. Now the power is on his plate, and now it's not like a buddy system. It's more like, all right, we building this team.
If I'm Magic Johnson and Josh Harris, I am getting rid of any remnants of the Dan Snyder era, and I would put that homeboy Jason Wright in a position of power and make him run operations and make him, make all the decisions.
It could happen. It definitely could happen. I think the best thing the Washington's done in this situation was get Eric Bieniemy. To be honest with you, I think that's the best thing they've done. I think that's why I said, like, we said Rivera as what, because I do think down the road, even whatever happens this season, this is my belief, Because I do believe that the enemy will be successful in what he's doing.
Yep.
That he's going to have an opportunity to be a head coach after this, for real. And
he should get promoted.
Yes, and this is my thing. It doesn't matter what Rivera. It doesn't matter what they do this season. I'm serious. It doesn't even matter. You name it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you can say Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like I would tell you, I would say, if you told me to choose between Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera, the common denominator would be who came to this team. Oh, Eric Bieniemy. All right. If I had to choose between the two, I'm choosing Eric Bieniemy over Ron Rivera, and I'm saying, hey, Ron, to save face, I'll give you a job upstairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had to choose between the two.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not letting that dude. But I'm saying that's the best way. I think
I get him up out of the organization. Period.
No, but I'm gonna tell you this. That's true. I wouldn't have an issue with that either. But I'm telling you, I think that Ron is positioning himself for that though. There's a reason why I feel like if Ron was threatened by Bieniemy, put yourself in that situation. You're bringing Eric Bieniemy, right?
Yeah.
You know, if he does well, chances are he's gonna replace you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why would you get him?
Why would you get him? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why would you hire him? Right.
There's something to me. I've always said this before. This behind the scenes. I said they got Eric Bieniemy. I was like, something's happening behind the scenes that nobody knows about. Because there's no way. I was like, if I'm Eric Bieniemy, I'm not coming here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not coming here.
Right,
something has to be guaranteed to me for me to come here.
Well, wasn't something kind of implied? Like shortly after he was hired, it was kind of implied that.
Well, he's the assistant head coach.
Right.
He's the assistant head coach.
Okay.
He has more autonomy on that side of football. He can do whatever he want. But again, I'm like, even that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you got to guarantee me something.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I was telling folks, they probably got an owner in place that already okayed that. Because Dan is already out the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk, he out the door. I'm sure he's pretty much how these millionaires, they work behind the scenes. These billionaires, they work behind the scenes. So I'm like, something happened. There's no way that, come on, Eric Bieniemy come to DC. I get it, Eric Bieniemy. Some people have some negativity about Eric Bieniemy, but come on now, let's be real.
I mean,
from 20 years ago, that's what we still bringing up.
No, I know. Again, I don't have an issue with him.
Right.
I hear you.
I'm talking about cancel culture. Some folks got issues with him. I don't got no issue with him.
I don't got no issue with him. I don't got no issue.
He should have been a coach.
Cancel culture does, all right? I'm just telling you.
Man.
So clearly you feel good about Bieniemy, and I agree. I feel good. So no. LaShawn McCoy, I'm about to say, there's no other way to slice it.
Man, bro, I know, like I said, I had Rashard Breeland on the squad. He played on that same Chiefs team.
Right.
He said Eric Bieniemy. I'm gonna call him. He said Eric Bieniemy's the GOAT.
Right.
He said he the GOAT. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, dang, bro. He said he the GOAT. Everybody else, Patrick Mahomes came out and said he was dope. He worked with him. He was dope. Kelsey said it. Come on, man. LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy has said some outlandish shit, period.
Yeah.
Before Eric Bieniemy. So I'm just like, all right, look at the source.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at who he worked for. Think about who McCoy worked for. Yeah.
He trying to stay relevant. I ain't knocking him. I get what you're trying to do, bro. But I'm just saying, once he said, I was like, come on, man, look at the source. What are we doing here?
What are we doing
here?
But he did get benched, though. He did get demoted.
He mad. He big mad.
Yep. Yep.
He didn't get to contribute on the Super Bowl team. He mad. I get it.
Yeah. You should. Yeah.
Hey, Wole, let's transition. If you ain't got no other Commander stuff, Maestro.
No. I want to get right there.
Yeah. Let's go right there. Let's go right there because before you got on here, me and Maestro, we had a little 3 minutes of Wizards talk.
Okay.
And I need you to.
It only came upon some bullshit I seen on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm
put. You gonna paint it? My fault.
Yeah. I was gonna get to that. But Wole, I need you to tell my brother right here and give him confidence that the Wizards are not thinking about a Jaylen Brown acquisition this offseason. I need you to give him some confidence that that's not gonna happen.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that at all. I don't think that's the move for the Wizards. I like Jaylen Brown a lot. Actually, I am a big Jaylen Brown supporter, but I think he played some shit against the against the freaking Heat. I don't like the way he played. I
Yep.
thought he played way better last year than he did this year. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was trying to prove a point. I think that was a personal thing in terms of.
You think he was trying to play himself out of Boston?
Nah, I think he was trying to show that he just like. I think he is just as good as Jason. I don't think he's bad. I think Jason Tatum has taken his game to another level.
Yeah,
Right.
I do think he's just as good as Jason Tatum, but I think he was trying to prove that he's just as good or even better than Jason Tatum. Therefore, he was trying to force the issue. I think that narrative about always. I think Boston did him a big disservice of like talking about him like he's the other guy. That's the problem, and I think he took that narrative and ran with it.
You could equate that to him playing himself out of there to go someplace else to be the number one.
Yeah, that's possible. I think, but I know he does like it there. But I think they've created a culture, national and I guess their local media, a culture of like basically making him seem like he's the second guy. And if you watch even if you watch the finals last year, like he was the dude that was stepping up for him against the Warriors. Was Jaylen Brown. I just feel like be that Jaylen Brown. Stop trying to prove a point or a narrative. Just play the game, bro. Like
I don't know, Wole. I
don't know if you like Boston.
I kind of feel like he the second dude, man.
No. He is the second dude on this team.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, but he is the second dude. Don't get twisted.
Okay.
But I'm saying, off talent alone, he is the second dude. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the Warriors series, and you tell me who was the better player between him and Jaylen.
I'm going to agree that Jaylen Brown.
He was the better player in that series. Because sometimes Tatum, sometimes Tatum don't have. This is my issue with Jason Tatum a lot. And even you watch the Sixers game. Other than that, the Sixers series. Other than that, that game. Even the game he went ham that last 3 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He played like a straight bitch for 3 quarters in like
game 6,
in like 6 minutes, like straight bitch. And even even to a point where folks were trying to like gas him up, and had to talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, so, but the problem with Jason Tatum, he is so hard on himself, and he can get scared the moment at times. Like he can't get scared the moment at times.
Absolutely.
Right,
and I'll say he's young. He's young.
But see, Jaylen Brown is. If you watch Jaylen Brown, because I've watched Jaylen Brown since he's come to the NBA, and I've always been a fan of this. It don't matter who you are, he fucking going at you. Like LeBron, he was LeBron his rookie. He was like, man, fuck this dude. I'm going at this dude. I don't care fuck who you are. And he's always had that mentality. And it's a detriment too at the same time. Because I do think that kind of hurt him in this series. Because you know what I mean? So that's the thing. But now go back to the Wizards. I don't think it's a good fit. I think the Wizards are in a situation where, I mean, you already got the 2 guard of Bradley Beal. You in the Bradley Beal. You still got to see what you want to do with Kuz. You got the 8th pick. You may want to trade it.
Yeah, Porzingis got a max contract too.
I mean, that's the one dude I feel like I said this too because I cover this team. I've always like when I watch him, he's the one that stands out to me of a dude who's actually playing winning basketball. Like he's the one.
And that was my concern about them signing Jaylen Brown because let me. Porzingis is panning out so far.
Yeah, he is.
But going into it, that's a terrible thing to do. Before we saw him, like that's a terrible contract to pick up. Yeah. We don't know what Porzingis is going to do. So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the Wizards have been known to make these kind of stupid ass moves. Yeah. Because a second class talent, and I don't want to be disrespectful to Jaylen Brown, but in the scheme of stars and the tier of
Robins. He's a Robin.
Yeah, he's a Robin.
He's a very high level Robin, though, bro.
Right, no doubt. We gave him that.
High level Robin, man.
Probably top 3 of Robins in the league.
Yep.
Yeah, very high level.
Yeah. He's probably top 3. Depending on how you feel about Middleton and Booker, or if you even feel like Booker's a number 2.
Oh no, Booker, he'll one. He's a gunning ass one, but he'll one.
Yeah.
Booker's a one.
But I'm talking about, but just in the scheme of teams.
I know you're talking about certain teams. I know the dynamic of team.
Right. So with that being said, I don't want them to pay him that kind of money when he's Robin, and now you're asking Robin to be Batman now?
This is a good point. So who would you? Okay, so do you think Bradley Beal is that much better than Jaylen Brown?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
My issue is that now we have a whole bunch of number 2s on our team.
I totally agree. I totally agree what you're talking about now. Okay, so I was thinking like now if you told me this is what I will switch it up. If you're telling me because Jaylen Brown a complete free agent? Is he a complete free agent?
Nah. You'd have to trade for him.
You'd have to trade. Yeah.
Yeah, trade. So this is my thing. If you did want to get Jaylen Brown, and you wanted to trade you wanted to trade Bradley Beal for Jaylen Brown, I would definitely do that.
You do that. Okay.
I would definitely do that.
I'll give you that.
Because you
I'll
switch your
give you that.
contract for contract.
Yeah,
I would definitely do that. 'Cause
I'll
I think
give
you
you
got
that.
more. You got a dude that has a willingness to get better, and is trying to like do that. Like and Bill, I think he's content of who he is right now. No,
Yeah,
not,
now that I think about it, that does make sense.
Too. I think he want to play with his boy Tatum. He would play with his boy Tatum.
Absolutely.
And he healthy, and Jaylen Brown healthy too.
Stays healthy. He stays healthy, and he plays defense.
Yeah.
Like Brad don't play defense.
Right.
Jaylen play defense. Like he play defense.
Now, when you put it like that, trading Bill for Jaylen Brown,
then I would do that.
I'm definitely with you.
If you're talking about just Jaylen Brown straight up, I wouldn't add him in the I would trade him for Bradley Beal though.
Yeah,
I would.
I'm with you.
I think they need to start over. The Wizards. My thing is the Wizards need to start over. They do. They need to start over because like watching if you're going to do it, then do it. Like if you're going to try to win games with just unit and nucleus, then do it, but do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the Wizards need a point guard. They need a real point guard. No knock on. I think Monty Morris. Yeah, Monty Morris. Yeah, he was solid. But Monty Morris is not a set you up point guard. He doesn't turn the basketball over. That's fine.
Right.
He can knock down an open shot. He's a smart basketball player, but he's not a guy that can set you up and get you your spots, get you your sets, get you them 10 assist games that you're looking for, like a Chris Paul, even LiAngelo Ball. Like he ain't that type of dude. But he is a dude.
I see him more of a second unit guy.
Yeah, that's what he is though. But that's what he is though. And I totally agree. He is not. To me, he's not even a starter. But if you wanted to start him, you would have to have so many things around him that are playmakers that can set you up to make it work. Like for instance, if he played back in Denver and you started him with Denver because you got Jokic who does all the passing, Monty Moore would be okay there. He'd be okay there. They got a better starter than Murray, but you get my point. He'd be okay there.
Because Murray doesn't have to facilitate a whole lot.
He can just score. He can just score.
Yeah.
Here, you're asking Morris to be the one, Bradley, and then when you want to get Bradley Beal the ball handles the situations, he turns the basketball over. He's not a real passer because he's a scorer. That's not Bradley Beal's game. They ain't gonna do it. Kuzma going jack. Can't do it Porzingis. I mean, you could do a little bit, but not like that. You don't want Porzingis doing that.
You don't want him having the ball.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, they need a real one. So I mean, they have so many different needs, and I'm like you. Like I don't think they're not in. Again, I think Porzingis played the best basketball for the last season for real.
Absolutely.
I know people want to talk about it, but I think he did play the best basketball.
It's no question to me.
Thank you. And I'm like, but you can't. I get you. Like re-signing that would be too hard. Like it'd be a difficult sell, like to re-sign that because of the unknown about Porzingis. But if you want to reward him, I wouldn't be mad though. I wouldn't be mad. I go both ways with that because I dig your argument. Like it's a real argument. Like, can you trust that?
Yeah.
Because he get hurt a lot. He does get hurt normally.
Yeah.
Last season he was not as hurt as he usually is. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I don't like it, man. You went straight to it. I mean, the Wizards hired a GM and Michael Winger, old Clippers GM. Look, man. I hope that this guy could put the type of roster. I mean, obviously they're not gonna have the money he had in LA, but hopefully he could put something together. I was doing a little Googling before you came on. I mean, I guess I didn't have to do it to know it, but we are defensively at the bottom of everything. We are defensively at the bottom of everything. 3-point shooting. Yeah. We are defensively we are at the bottom of everything. At free throws, like we can't even get fouled. You spoke quickly about it, but point guard is where you at with the draft. Any other needs that in your mental mind?
Yeah, I always think that the Wizards need they ain't gonna get Kuz back. Like I've always felt like they need an athletic three. Who got he can play some defense too though.
Yeah,
you know I've always I remember I wanted to get I'm a Lakers fan too, but I always wanted to get Cam Reddish though. Like I wanted them to get Cam Reddish. I thought Cam Reddish when he came out would have been a good pick for them because of like they need an athletic three. Like they need one. And I'm a Georgetown fan. I like Otto Porter.
Yeah.
But like
he's a shooter.
He was a shooter. Otto was not athletic. You know what I'm saying? And I love Otto.
Yeah. Cam Reddish would be good though. He was with the Knicks, and the only thing that it didn't work out was because when you playing for Thibodeau, if you don't play defense, you ain't. If you don't play defense, you ain't getting no burn. That's what happened there.
Yeah. So I was like, I thought that would be a good pick. But I think the Wizards in their situation where they need, and I think if you look at the Clippers wingers, his track record, man, it's pretty good, man. What he did with the Clippers, his tenure there.
Yeah.
I mean, he got Terrence Mann. He drafted Terrence Mann. He pretty much worked together to get Kawhi and PG over there.
Mm-hmm.
Even the younger player, he got Luke Kennard, who was solid for them, man.
Yeah.
Like he brought in Tyronn, like he did some good things.
Pat Beverly,
Yeah, Pat, like he's done. If you look at even the young players he brought in on that team, his draft, it's not bad. Like he got Montez Harrell. He got Montez Harrell down there when he was solid.
Yep.
He has a good track record. So I do think it's going to work out for him. Because I had this question because he's president of Monumental Sports. So I was like, is he going to do like? Because like the Wizards are funny. They don't never have like a real GM. It's like a president.
Yeah.
Like, I was wondering like, is he going to do both? Is he going to be the president? Because he's running them and he's running the Mystics. You know what I mean? He's running both.
And Capital City.
Yeah, and Capital City. So I'm like, is he going to be doing GM work or can he hire somebody? Because the Warriors just fired
I'm about to say Bob Myers is
that's
out
what I'm saying. The Warriors just fired an amazing GM.
Yeah.
Like
you know what the problem with that is though? And Bob Myers is a great GM and he's done a lot with the Warriors, the championships and all that, the team building. I think what the issue is going to be is if you're the Wizards and you bring him into your office for interview, I think one of the first things Bob Myers is going to talk about is, can I get control? And
of course.
And I would be like, hey, I give him control of my team if you know what I mean. But I don't know if the Wizards are willing to do that.
Yeah, I agree. That's my thing. I'm like, because when you get this dude Winger, because he was a GM, and I just said he was a good GM.
Yeah, he was a good GM, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, now Myers out there. I'm like, does he want to do that? Does he like? Hey,
that's the issue. Yeah,
I agree with that. That's the thing that called me. I was like, because he was unexpectedly coming out. Like, and my thing is when that dude comes, like that dude. Regardless of what Steve Kerr couldn't do with some of those parts, they were a hella talent. Like he got Wiseman out in Detroit, Kuminga, old boy
Moody.
Thank you, Moody. Like he got young dudes. Like I remember when they got all three of them dudes, folks were like, "Damn, how they got the Warriors getting MS talent?" You know what I mean? So like he is good at getting talent to blend on the team and young talent too. So I'm like. Him being out there, if you're desperate to be successful, like this Washington basis for this basketball team, I'm like, why not? Because I remember, we go back to Gil, with Gil, Karan, Jameson, or even say back then with Gil, Jameson, Larry Hughes. You know what I'm saying? Like that was an exciting time. Fast forward to John Wall.
John Wall, yeah.
Like that mob with the I call it the John Wall mob.
Yes, sir.
John Wall mob.
And no question.
All right. So I'm like, yo, like the city was popping. Like that basket, like the folks was like Verizon, would you ever want to call it whatever now? Like it was jumping.
Yeah.
And then that vibe, this team ain't resembled since John was doing this thing. So I'm just like, if you want it, you can bring that back because the city's hungry for a basketball team to be successful. So I'm like, if you was around from that time and Ted Leonsis, if he was around watching, I don't know if he was paying attention, like try your best to get a winner. Because if you get a winner on a basketball level, the city, that team, the fan base will support you like your Capitals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I ain't going to hold you, man. I don't like, to this day, I'm a John Wall fan. Don't get it twisted. But John Wall had a Clippers uniform and went into the Wizards talking about this is my house and we was all happy.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. Like, Bradley Beal ain't have a problem with that.
Yeah, because he's not
Kuzma, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an issue. It's an issue. Like, I wanted to be mad at John Wall, but what I thought about, I'm like, yep, this still is your shit.
It's your shit. It's his
shit.
He ain't
lying.
It's his city. It's his city. Yeah.
It is. He ain't lying.
It's filthy. It's filthy. He wasn't good in that game.
He was horrible.
Yeah, right. He wasn't good. He hit one shot and got to talking crazy, and we just had to accept it.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't lying.
Where's John Wall at? He in Houston?
He a free agent, man. He a free agent.
Free agent.
Yeah, he a free agent. I actually got entertained. I was like, if you want to get like a good pop, I'm serious.
Me too.
I'm telling you, man. Like I know, because I felt like, one. Don't get me started on the reason why he left and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you want to be endearing to this fan base, you should really consider bringing him back.
Like I'm
talking about Ted Leonsis.
I mentioned that.
Because he's losing a lot a lot of clout with the fan base about this basketball team, because a lot of people have already said, you only care about your hockey team, you don't care about your basketball team.
Exactly.
So if I was him, like, people are now paying attention to him. Like, they actually were like, yo, you could be one of the worst owners for real in the area. Like, he's been in the discussion. I mean, Snyder was number one by far, but he was number two. Yeah. Like, folks was like leaning him on number two.
Well, and I hate to bring this up, Wole, and I've never heard anybody frame it that way as him being a candidate for worst GMs, in not just the area but in sports. But it does make me think about them not giving Barry Trotz the bag after he got him the chip. What kind of shit is that?
I'm saying, like, it's different. Like, I'm telling you, like, this dude is funny. I'm telling you, he's funny. So I'm just like, I'm really interested. Like, that's why I'm like, but he cares about that team way more than he cares about the Wizards.
Oh, facts.
That team
Facts.
way more. And I'm like, it wouldn't if you want to uplift your fan base, because they need, Lord knows they need it, right? And it's already been shown that, like, if he did come back to this team, right? He wouldn't be trying to take over and being the guy. He wouldn't be the guy. He wouldn't try to be the guy. He would try to play his role. And even as a starter, he would just try to play. He would probably defer to Bradley Beal. He probably would defer to Bradley Beal. Because now it's Bradley Beal's team. I think it's a good look.
It's just for look. We still gonna be trash.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, you
we still gonna be trash.
Yeah, you still going. At the end of the day, the Wizards can do but so much to be where they need to be at. This is one thing. This is how I look at it. There's two things the Wizards can do. There's two things. You can fucking blow it up, right? If you ain't gonna fucking blow it up, you go a second route, and what I'm talking about, bring some nostalgia back.
Exactly.
Bring some nostalgia back.
Exactly.
Get John Wall, have Bradley Beal ball together. If you want to re-sign one of Kuzma, that's fine. And then rock with it. And I guarantee you, at least you'll have, like, the fan favorites. Everybody will enjoy them because you have the fan favorites playing basketball. Because everybody loves Kuzma and they love John Wall.
Yep.
They iffy with Bradley Beal, but they let him too, though. They let him too.
And they had him mad, and they let Rui go, and Rui is over there cooking.
I said it. I told him I told folks. My boy Ray, who's one of the co-hosts on the show, and my boy Will, who doesn't really like Rui's game. We used to always have this debate, and I was like, I'm telling y'all this. They don't use Rui right. I told them this the whole time. I was like, dog, I watched Rui play in Gonzaga. Like, the Wizards use him totally wrong. Like, they don't let him post up like that. They just let him. They have him shooting corner threes, and that's all they can do is shoot threes. I said Gonzaga used to run offense through Rui.
Did you feel that same way when they let who was it, the former Pistons from the mid 2000s, when it was
Ben Wallace,
Rip
not
Hamilton.
Not Ben Wallace. Rip,
because Ben Wallace wasn't good.
Rip, I knew Rip was good. I mean, I watched college ball.
You watched him,
So I watched him in UConn. I like Rip good. Rip was scoring 20 and 30, like So I knew Rip would be all right. Rip was all right here though. He was all right here. It wasn't like Rip was about this. To be real with you, Rip was the same. He was
same type of guy. Had Jordan in the way. Jordan in the way.
Yeah,
Jordan
that's what it was. He was the same dude. And he had Courtney Alexander too. They used to like share time. Courtney Alexander used to share time. But
that funny ass jumper, Courtney Alexander.
Ben Wallace kind of surprised me. I ain't gonna lie to you. He surprised me.
Yeah.
His career surprised me a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Rashida surprised me. I just knew when they just had Weber and Juwan at that time. I was like, damn, y'all can't keep all three of them.
Right.
Because Juwan ain't playing no three. That was dumb. They tried that. Juwan played the three. I was like, y'all stupid. Juwan can't play no three. Juwan checking Grant Hill and Scottie Pippen. Crazy.
They look stupid. Juwan Howard was good, but
Juwan was good.
He can't move them feet. Good. Yeah, but he don't move his feet like that.
Juwan the block was a savage. Savage post game. But nah, you can't. When you had all three of Weber, Juwan, Wallace, man, you had Juwan playing the three. Calbert Chaney. They had a solid squad. They did have a solid squad. Rod Strickland, they had a real solid squad.
They did. They definitely did. They definitely did. So when you talk about point guards, the Wizards need point guards. Who were you kind of thinking about?
It was John Wall, because I know it would be cheap. They can't in the draft. I gotta go back and look in the draft. I know there's a kid out of
Arkansas.
I like the kid out of Arkansas. I watched him in the tournament. I do like him. I like the kid out of NC State. He a two guard though.
Okay.
But again, the Wizards, they'll be able. This is my thing with the Wizards, and I said this. It's about drafting the right player.
Right.
I don't think they're in a position. If I'm the Wizards, I'm not worried about positions. when it comes to this draft. They need to get the best player. Period.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're not on draft the
No.
point guard.
No, they get the
Okay.
best player. Period.
Okay.
I don't care if it's draft.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Period. Because they passed up on too many Kawhi Leonards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Their track record. They got Denny Avenue, but they could have got somebody else. Their track record is like horrible. Like when it comes to drafting that way. So just get the best player.
Okay.
And I mean, no disrespect. You know, I'm not Nigerian, but get no overseas player, man. Just get the best American.
God forbid if y'all had the number 1 pick.
Look, I'm just telling you, man. Just get your number 1 pick. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't get it because they ruined that kid's life.
What, Victor? Nah.
Yeah,
you would have had to pick him though.
They in the city, bro.
Yeah.
He in the city now.
Yeah,
He ain't really concentrate on basketball no more.
Yeah,
man.
we would have fucked it up. I ain't gonna lie.
He would have concentrated. That boy looked like he went to the right team, man. All he got to do is worry about basketball. He good, man.
Yeah. Facts.
I wouldn't even want him in New York. Are you a Knicks fan? I wouldn't want him in New York.
I would want him in New York.
You would. I want him.
I'm sure you would.
Too much for that young boy.
I would want him in there.
That's a culture shock, man. That boy would be turned out.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Wole, we appreciate your time, man. I do got one last question for you, and I'm gonna set this up real quick because
this is seemingly the best segment of the show.
Okay.
Yep.
Before I tell you what I need you to tell people where they can find you, because when you give the second answer, if people don't like it, they know exactly where to get you.
I got you. They can find me on Twitter at Wole. That's WOLE_USS. You can also hit me up on hit us up on our Facebook page, Urban Sports Scene. Shoot, I listen to the podcast anytime you want to. It's www.urbansportscene.com. We on iTunes, you know what I'm saying, Spotify, all podcast platforms. We on YouTube too. So if y'all want trash talk on YouTube, do it there too. Urban Sports Scene, we there too.
What's up? No doubt.
And we gonna let you plug one more time before you go. But I just want your personal, so we gonna put you on a ticker tape.
All right, cool.
Find this dude if you don't like it.
Facts.
Top 5 DMV athletes of all time.
Good one, bro. Good one. All right. Can I do it in my lifetime, or do I go?
You can do however you want.
However you want. It's your list.
But no. Every single week, somebody comes to me and tells me I get cussed out for what y'all do.
All right, forward to me. All right, so folks born here though.
Yeah.
All right, born here, not like okay. All right.
No. It can be a mixture.
No. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Like
no.
Daryl, you know what I'm saying? Because Daryl Green ain't from here, but I can say Daryl Green. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
can want that too. That's how you want. Or you want people? I can know people from here. I'm good with that. How you want me to do this?
Let's do 2. Let's do both of them.
I'm interested. Folks
now.
2 lists. Okay.
From the DMV.
All right.
Real DMV. Now, I might include Baltimore because Melo ain't from.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's not DMV.
I know. I'm not doing that. So I'm not doing Melo.
Yep. That's not DMV.
All right. So Lim Bias.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. KD gonna be on my list.
Yep.
This 5, right?
That's
5. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
KD. I know I'm gonna forget a football player. I know I am. Shoot, this one.
It don't have to be ranked.
No, I ain't ranking. I'm trying to think of a football player. I know, but mine is totally basketball. That's the problem with me.
So you said Lim Bias, KD.
Lim Bias, KD.
You said Daryl Green. That's
no. He don't count.
We talking about people that are actually from here first.
From here. Got you.
Folks don't get on me. My memory's gonna be trash right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. My favorite ball players. Oh, I got you. Grant Hill.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, I can't get AI because that's not here. That's
too far out.
That's too far out.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go on my lifetime because my lifetime different from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Isn't it? Oh my God, who played for the Lakers? What's his name?
Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor.
That was spin gone.
Yep.
Elgin Baylor. And shoot, I go with DC. I'm gonna do me. Shoot, I don't care. When I was growing up, he was the man. Walt Williams, man.
Wole Williams. Wole Williams.
PG
Okay.
County, man.
He had a
Okay.
good. He had a good.
When he grew, hey, when I was young,
When he was here, yeah.
when I was growing up, Walt was
For
the
sure.
man.
For
Walt
sure.
was he
For
from
sure.
PG County too. He from my county. I was
sure.
like, Walt was the man.
All right. That's what's up.
I'm just gonna say it. You left a wink out. You definitely left a wink out.
Yeah. I'm like
I left who out?
Steve Francis.
the franchise.
Oh shoot!
The franchise,
Damn.
man.
I was gonna do it. I knew I was gonna do it.
Come on, man.
I knew I was gonna do it,
It's
man.
all
I told
good.
you I was gonna do it.
I ain't gonna hold you to it. I ain't gonna hold you to it.
Oh man, franchises. Dude,
Yeah.
that was my guy too.
I played with that dude one time. Not like I ain't get to guard him, but
Yeah.
but he was on the other
Oh
team.
man, he's sick.
He
Oh, my
was
God, bro.
cooking.
I'll tell you.
We was out in
I'm gonna
Silver
tell you-
Spring.
Oof.
He was cooking.
I'm gonna tell you what do I want to put out on there, but it'd be. I know I get hassled for it, bro. But DeMar Johnson, man, DJ was something
Yeah.
special. Bro. I'm telling you, when I was DeMar Johnson out here, man.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
the KD and them look up to DeMar.
I know. That's a fact. Okay, now we could do the top five.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah.
Professional. The professional athletes.
This
Yeah.
is easy. This is gonna be easy.
Yep.
All right, so this is all right. Top five. You're gonna have Ovechkin.
Yep.
You're gonna have Dale Green.
Yep.
I'm a Washington Redskins fan too, so I'm just gonna put a lot of people on here. You're gonna have Dale Green. I'll go with another sport. Art Monk.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go with
I missed that. Who did you say?
Art Monk.
Art Monk.
Art Monk. Yep.
Art Monk.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Then I'm gonna go with. I did football. I did football, but I ain't doing basketball. Basketball out here, professional.
Yep. Oh, I mean, be honest.
No.
you
I'm
can
gonna do. I'm gonna keep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it true. I'm gonna keep it true. Let's go with rest in peace, Wes Unseld.
Okay. Legend. Legend. Yeah.
That's four.
That's
Sure,
four.
yeah.
That's four. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go baseball. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna spread this out. Baseball. I'm gonna go with.
It's only
guess
one
I'm
name.
correct.
It's only one name. If you,
I
if
could
you,
do
if
Ryan
you
Zimmerman, but I don't want to do it.
it's
What's your name?
It's Zimmerman.
Zimmerman. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan Zimmerman. That's all I wanted to do. But I
Yeah.
feel like this baseball team. If I go with Ryan Zimmerman, I didn't want to do it because I feel like this baseball team wasn't long enough, and he had got injuries and stuff. But I go Ryan
Yeah.
Zimmerman. I was gonna do
Okay.
that. Yeah, I was gonna do Ryan Zimmerman.
That's. I agree with it. That's. I don't know. That's kind of.
If it's baseball, that's the guy you name. That's
Yeah,
the
I wanna
first
go
name.
baseball. It'd be him and Strauss. I like Strasburg.
I'm about to say,
between
cause
those
yeah.
two.
Strauss,
I'm gonna go
okay,
Zimmerman, right?
okay.
So I'm gonna go Zimmerman. I'm gonna go Zimmerman because he's Mr. Nat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's fair.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Nat.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's a
No,
fact.
Yep.
And I couldn't do. I'm an Orioles fan. I would say Kyle Ripken, but he ain't
Yeah.
DMV. They ain't.
Yeah.
They ain't
Nah, that's a different. That's Baltimore, man. That's
I know,
different.
I know.
That's
That's
different.
I know. That's why I'm fair. See,
Thank you. I appreciate you for not saying nobody from Baltimore.
I told no. I'm real man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Now you want to take my top five hoopers? It's a whole different thing. My Melo on that list though.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you keeping it true.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. We just had this conversation last week because we was talking about Carmelo retiring, and I had to tell my man. I said, "Look, man, I'm not from Baltimore, bro. I don't have I'm not denying him being a great player,
Yeah.
but I don't have no emotional attachment to
Of course
Carmelo
not, of course
Anthony
not.
at all.
course
I have
not,
no emotional attachment. It's just me looking at his game, saying and he one of them. Let's be clear, he one of them.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have no emotional attachment to him. So he was like I was being kind of dry with Melo. I'm like I don't care about Carmelo.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the Baltimore DMV thing. It was just more he's one of the top prolifics.
No. It is that for me though.
Okay.
Like when you're from here, and you know what I'm talking about because you're from New York. You don't give a fuck about nobody in backyard, or you don't give a fuck about them people.
Right.
Because you ain't from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you would have that saying like you don't regard Gilbert Arenas the way I regard Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah. No.
I got
Got
From
you.
New York. You from New York. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't. So but it's not shade to Carmelo Anthony. I don't like and I'm sure you know because you're from here. We up until recent, we always kind of had a little thing about Baltimore. Like
No,
we,
no. It's still there. It's the underlying thing.
Yeah, right.
It's underlying thing, man. It's
But
underlying.
I got money to make out there, so I don't have.
Oh,
that
I love
no
B-More.
more.
I love B-More,
Yeah.
man. I'm be real, man. I love B-More. Like,
But
I
it
love
is
it.
a
I go
thing.
out there to hang out every once in a while.
Yeah. Shout out Josephine's.
Yeah, I'm saying. Oh yeah, I know that's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like when I went to college, it was a whole. When I went to Baltimore, I know it's a different style. It's a whole different world. It's a whole different world.
Totally
You know
different
You know what I'm saying?
culture.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different world. But I don't hate. Like I don't have no hate
Yeah.
for Baltimore. I know that, but I do know Man, come on, folks. Y'all watch the corner. Y'all watch the wire. Y'all know shit. Y'all know there's been some strife between the two areas. So I don't need to school anybody to the game. They know what it is. But like my man said, like definitely, like when you look at like I don't consider Baltimore stuff part of the DMV. I used to have a discussion.
But Wole, like even if you bring it to a sports conversation with the two cities, think about it. The Orioles let the Nationals come into the area. The Orioles had area rights, right? They had the area rights, and the league forced them to give it up.
They did.
When Baltimore was trying to get a football team, and Jack Kent Cooke and Tagliabue conspired to try to keep a team from coming to Baltimore, right? Mm-hmm. The Bullets used to play in Baltimore. They went to DC. So you put it in a sports conversation. Yeah, there is a lot of back and forth between the two cities.
Because it's markets, man. It's all about the market. You try to capitalize on the market. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, you want the folks who are Raven fans. Like, I'm sure some of them who were Redskin fans at the time, and they decided to now they're Raven fans. Right. Look at the same example for like the Nats. I know this for a fact. Like, some of these dudes used to be Oriole fans, man. These girls and dudes used to be Oriole fans, and they're not anymore. So I get why business is business. You want to make sure you pack your house. You know what I'm saying? You get your ratings or whatever. I get it. Like, I understand the business element of it. But I get why. But the friction, I get the friction, and even the sports element, I get the friction. But I'm like, I had to tell folks, man, it's just two different worlds, man. I'm sorry. I know
totally different cultures.
Maryland. I know if I tell you I'm from Maryland, PG County, it's in Maryland, and Baltimore's in Maryland, you're gonna think, well, dang, you're part of the DMV. Like, nah, not really. It's not.
Nope.
And they would say the same thing, so they understand. Like,
exactly.
Most people that's not from here that haven't lived in this area always try to lump Baltimore with the DMV, and I have to tell them, no, it's two different things.
Two different things.
Devontae Tank Davis is from Baltimore, and and folks mentioned Gary Russell
and
Jr. from Gary Russell Jr. from PG County, DC, whatever. I mean, PG County for a bit. Like,
his father lived in my neighborhood.
I love rest in peace, man. Great dude, man. Rest in peace. And like we've been trying to get in a fight. But it's a Baltimore. It's not a Baltimore. It ain't a DMV fight. It's a Baltimore versus DMV fight. Right. That's what it is. That's the fight. That's what it is.
And let me be clear, Gary Russell, I love you. You don't want no smoke.
You know what I'm saying, man? I like Gary, man. I've interviewed Gary a bunch of times. I love Gary. Man. Gary's such a dope. Like, all right, so I'm gonna see now. I'm gonna sound like a biased dude. My friends hate me for this shit too. I'll be like, I just want to fight, man. I would love that fight because I do think in the area that'd be dope for this whole Baltimore and
100%. 100%.
I think you can hold it at two separate. You can hold it at the harbor, or you can hold it at the
Tank fought at the arena downtown in Baltimore.
The Royal Farms joint. Baltimore. You can host it there too. Like, I think you can do.
He showed out
some magical things in the area. You know what I'm saying? Folks' cars might get jumped into, but still, like, he do some magical things.
Oh, it's gonna be some shit outside.
Definitely.
There was some shit outside when Tank came to the Capitol.
Yeah, when the Capitol won.
Cars are broken in and everything.
Steven Jackson almost got into some shit. What's his name from Philly almost got into it with some guys.
With Russell, with Gary.
With Russell, right. Yeah.
Just saying, man.
Yeah. But that's good energy. That's good energy. Hey, man. Yeah, that's good energy. Hey, man, plug everything for us one more time, man, before we let you go, man. And again, it's been a good fucking conversation. And I'm going to tell you from somebody that's in the area, man, it's good talking to somebody from the area. I'm going to definitely lock you offline. Because, it's definitely good to lock in with somebody that's out here moving.
Yeah, man, anytime. So, y'all can find me on Twitter at Wole, that's WOLE_USS. You can find the Urban Sports Scene on Facebook, Facebook Urban Sports Scene, also on Twitter at Urban Sports Scene. Also, if you want to subscribe to our podcast, we're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, you name it, we on it. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. We're on YouTube as well. If you want to listen to some Commanders content, just follow us on YouTube, all Burgundy and Gold, everything. Also, and everything is spelled. Let me spell it out because we spell it the PG area way. It's ERR 3 R's YTHING. So there you go. Everything.
Yes sir.
Everything.
All right.
And all we on again all platforms on podcast platforms, so iTunes, Spotify, whatever. So yeah, man, this has been dope. Appreciate y'all having me on, man. You guys are cool as fuck. Appreciate y'all.
My guy.
Yo,
yeah, man. We see y'all,
it was dope, man. This was good.
Man, definitely.
See you in the social media streets.
You know it.
That's what's up.
I was talking shit.
What they do the most fake in that?
Yeah.
What?
Next basketball season when the Knicks come to town, I'm gonna try to be in the building. So.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna try. Actually, let me know. I should be covering a bunch of Wizards games next season. So let me know.
That's a bet. Yeah, we're gonna lock in for sure.
Definitely.
All right, no doubt.
No
doubt. The homie Wole, 1/3 of the urban sports scene. Check his podcast out on all those platforms, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff, man. Hey, bruh, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I've been thinking about this up to this point, man. You can never say now that I didn't get no Wizards, folks. Now, that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks out of 3 weeks. 2 of the last 3 weeks we've been talking Wizards basketball.
Hey man, but it's in the off season, so I mean, I'm gonna find some way, my nigga. I'm gonna find some way.
Hey,
but shout out to you. I've been trying to get my man Wayne Cole on. I've been trying to get Wayne Cole to come here and talk some Mystics and Wizards with us too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but shout out to him because he moving. He was with D and Ashley covering the defenders over the
okay.
Season 2.
That's I was trying to think of the name. I was like, yeah, that name is familiar, but it's from him covering that. So that's what's up.
Shout out to him. I got 2 more things and really both of them should be quick.
All right.
DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes.
Yes, sir.
Where you at with it? I say he going to Dallas.
Dallas. That is an interesting that is an interesting place.
I don't want him in Buffalo because that's going to be just what Buffalo need. I don't want him there.
They need a run. They need a running game, bro. They. I mean, yes, they could use DeAndre Hopkins, but I don't think that takes them where they got to go. They need running game. They need a runner. But Dallas, if you're the Cowboys, why not? You know what I mean? You look who's in the division and look who's coming up in the division, right? So for Dallas it makes most sense. So I saw something crazy on Twitter. So that Odell Beckham contract from the Ravens, the $15 million contract, Katz is saying is that particular contract is what kept the Chiefs from being able to pursue DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I don't know how methodically that works. I don't know, what that entails.
Yeah, that don't even make sense to me.
But it didn't make sense to me at first, but it's something I'm gonna, look deeper into. But I've been seeing a lot of that surface over the web. So look, I'm if the Ravens, I want DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care about feelings, you know what I mean? Rashad Bateman, if you wanna cry about not being the number one. Look, bruh, it's competition, man. And you ain't been healthy for, a couple of years, consistently. So, if I'm Eric DaCosta, I am on the phone with the reps ASAP for DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I guess the other team that, has been floating out there is the Eagles. I've seen that. I don't think that's real. Yeah, I don't think they got the space either for that, too.
Yeah. How many weapons can you...
Right. How many weapons can you really have? And, I mean, I wouldn't complain. I try to get as many as possible. But the one team that I think should go after them, and they're in that division in the NFC East, the Giants. I think that's the team that you got to look at and you say... I agree with that. They got to go after the guy.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Other than that,
they should have. Well, no. Their money. What you think their money? Because they franchised Saquon and they gave.
They gave Daniel Jones the money, and from what I've heard, they're still trying to work out something with Saquon long term. I don't know what that's
Right.
going to entail.
Right.
But I don't think they're that strapped with cash. I think
Yeah,
they
I
got
was about to say, I
enough
don't think so.
room to, maybe pay him what? What do you think DeAndre Hopkins? Well, Odell Beckham kind of.
Odell Beckham got 15 guaranteed.
Yeah.
I would think that he's going to get more than Odell Beckham.
I kind of agree with that. I'm thinking in the range of maybe 17.5 to 19. I'm thinking.
I would say something like 20.
Like you would say 20.
I would say something like 20.
Yeah, who's got $20 million? Well, there's teams that got the cap space, but those are the teams that's not Super Bowl contenders, and I don't know where.
Well, who says? I mean, I get that you would want DeAndre Hopkins to go to a Super Bowl contender, but
Yes.
who says he's going to a Super Bowl contender?
That is true, and I was going to
Let's
make
be
the
clear.
point that maybe this dude just wants his money, and regardless of who he played for, he won his bread. So,
And let's be clear. Let's say the Giants got him. That I don't say that makes them a Super Bowl contender. I say that
Nah.
makes them players in the NFC East.
yeah, right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
They got to
right.
worry about Dallas and Philly, so that just means that they got a better chance. They got a better play with them type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, that don't necessarily make them a Super Bowl contender.
A team like Chicago, with what they have already with DJ Moore.
That would be a major upgrade.
Yeah.
Again, that don't make them a Super Bowl contender unless
It makes them
Justin
a
Fields play out.
NFC North contender. I
Yeah,
would-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know where he. I think the only team that he might push over the top to put back in the Super Bowl contention is probably Dallas.
Yeah.
It's probably Dallas. It's probably Dallas.
Yeah. I mean, he could be your Amari Cooper replacement kind of a thing.
Kind of a thing. Yeah, right. Kind of a thing.
He could be that. He could certainly be that. So you say Dallas, I say the Giants. And I'm
I
sure
get the Giants is a good fit though. I don't disagree with that.
Right.
Yeah, I roll with Dallas.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm surprised he's still
sure.
on the market for this.
For this long, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised they're
Right.
not knocking on his door here.
Last thing,
Yep.
Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford is July 29th in
Yes, sir.
Vegas.
Yes, sir.
I have already shaken hands with somebody because I'm taking Errol Spence and everybody else seems to be taking Bud Crawford. But I have already shaken hands and placed my bet on Errol Spence.
All right.
So
That's what's up.
we shall see this. I mean, this should be a good fight, man. And we've had some good fights. Obviously, Tank beating who Tank just beat?
Garcia.
Garcia beating Garcia, and then Haney beating Lomachenko recently.
Yep.
Like those were entertaining fights. I still feel like this should be the fight of the year.
Yeah. Boxing quietly is having a good year, I would say.
Boxing has had some decent years. I think the problem is that nobody parades around like a star. The only the last guy who did it was Floyd, but nobody else like they wear the clothes, but they don't. It's no star quality boxers no more.
Yeah.
Like when Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson, he when Evander was Evander, like it was a different vibe. I mean, like they don't walk around like stars no more.
Nah.
Like Floyd is still arguably
Floyd don't even fight.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still arguably
the money team,
the most famous boxer in the sport, and that's a problem. And that's a problem. So, but shout out to everybody involved. I can't wait.
Thank you for making this fight happen. Finally.
Yeah, for sure.
Finally.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to my $70 bottle of alcohol, whatever that is, whatever that looks like.
Hey, can't wait for this fight, bro. Shout out ABM Doc Bell in
What
the
up, what
Facebook live chat.
Yes, sir.
What
up with that Heat Nation, man?
He came in just in time. He came in just in time here. Let me read what he's got here real quick. He makes a good point here. D Hop says he wants a stable organization, top quarterback, and defense. That would mean either the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, or Eagles. And then he went on to say that the Eagles have $14 million in cap space, which I didn't know. I thought it was less than that. So maybe Philadelphia, so what? Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, that's scary.
That's fucking scary.
That's scary.
That's fucking scary. I mean, but I will say in Dallas's defense,
Yeah.
maybe not the most stable organization, but and maybe not the best quarterback, but
they got a good defense.
They got a good defense. They got a okay quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? Like
they got a good defense, man.
And ain't he from Texas?
Well, the connection with him with Texas is he played for the Texans. I don't know if he's
from Texas.
I don't know if he's from Texas or not.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I want to bring this up because someone on TV had mentioned that they thought that New England would be a great place for DeAndre Hopkins. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, well,
that wouldn't be bad.
They don't have that quality receiver on the roster. And then I forgot Bill O'Brien is the new offensive coordinator. And if you go back to when it was with the Texans and that whole thing about him having the baby mamas and all this stuff, and then they traded him, go ahead.
I don't like Bill O'Brien being an offensive coordinator. I get that he's a better option than Dan Patricia.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be trash.
Well, I think that roster's trash.
Well, I mean, but in this, look, I get talent wise, they won't be able to match up with their division for that matter.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about being in the business of going on the field and doing what you can do on offense.
With Mac Jones. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be good.
I don't want him to be good. I
don't care. Yeah, I don't care one way or the other.
Right.
I don't think he's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I got to this question, and now you got me rambling, but I'll make it short.
What up?
I don't know if I got to this question, but do we still regard Bill? Where do we regard Belichick? We know he's a legend, obviously.
Yeah.
And current, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still got him top 5?
He's out of my top 5 right now.
Right, like just currently. I mean,
right now, he's out.
Give it a buck. Since Brady been gone.
Yeah, but I cut him a little bit of slack for the playoff year, a couple of seasons ago. But I think from what we've seen overall right now, you got one playoff appearance since Brady left, and that's 2021, 22. So 3 years. In 3 years, one playoff appearance. A bad year last year, and then who knows what could have been had Cam not gotten COVID. Because remember, that was the year where things just kind of fell apart right after the whole team and Cam got COVID and stuff. So right now, for me, he's out of my top 5, and I would imagine he is for you too. I would imagine.
I don't know where I stood at it. I really did. I meant to ask Gabby about it last week, and we kind of got into trash and Boston Celtics.
Yep.
But okay, I just wonder. I don't know where I stand at. I mean, obviously Andy Reid.
You got to go Tomlin. As much as I don't want to give him praise, but no losing seasons. And look, one day we gonna have to really have this conversation about Mike Tomlin being a Hall of Fame coach, and there's gonna be a lot of folks in the industry of football that ain't gonna be ready for that conversation. Yeah. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Okay, I won't stretch that conversation,
but
that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, is Pete Carroll? Yeah, you gotta put Pete Carroll there.
You gotta put Pete Carroll.
You gotta put Pete Carroll there. Sean Payton, I know he's back in the league coaching, but
I'm not gonna put him over Belichick right now.
Okay.
Because he been gone for a year, but the Saints weren't good.
Right. Toward the end there, it was a bad ending.
And because if we're talking about right now,
right.
As young as Nick Sirianni is, you got to put him there.
Yep. Harbaugh.
Harbaugh?
John Harbaugh.
Top 5.
I'm saying it as a question. I'm questioning myself too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. If we're talking about right now. Who would be 5?
Yeah,
but who would be 5?
Who would be 5? Right. Because we said Andy Reid. ABM said Andy Reid, Tomlin, Pete Carroll, Sirianni. We got to put Sirianni there. I don't think anybody's caping for Zach Taylor. in the top 5 right now.
But that's not a bad pick.
Yeah, that's true. You can't
pick.
argue against it, I guess.
That's not a bad pick. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I don't. That's not a bad pick.
Right. Would you put Dayball in the top 5?
All for 1 year.
Expectations were low.
Yeah,
super exceeded
no.
it. Okay.
Let's see what he do this year. No, not
ABM says McDermott up in Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, McDermott. There you go.
Yeah.
I give McDermott.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there.
I give McDermott. Yeah,
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So since ABM is in the chat, let's talk about this.
Don't you dare try to stretch this. Go ahead.
No. He's in the chat. I'm not talking about me and him going back and forth on Twitter. I'm not going into all that.
Try to stretch this because I'm hungry.
Heat Nuggets in the finals.
Oh shit, we didn't even talk about that. We do got.
Who do you got?
ABM, I'm sorry, bruh. I'm sorry, man.
I'm not.
But you know what? I'm going to take the Nuggets. I am going to take the Nuggets. But when I thought about it, I said the Nuggets in 5. That's what I said.
Right.
But if the Heat have shown me anything this year, they have shown me that they are going to be resilient. They're going to fight.
Yeah.
Give me the Nuggets in 6. But there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that they can do with Nikola Jokic. It's just nothing they can do with it.
Bam gonna have some issues for certain. I didn't like the way he played. I didn't like the way.
The Heat are gonna have some issues.
Yeah.
The Heat are gonna have. Now, what I will say in the Heat's favor is that look, man, I'm kind of sold on Caleb Martin right now. Mm-hmm. Right now.
Yeah.
Kind of sold on Gabe Vincent right now. Duncan Robinson, every now and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bam might get a game. And Jimmy Butler, I tweeted this to this morning. When we were doing our top 10, nobody mentioned Jimmy Butler. And I think that's got to stop.
I agree. I think Jimmy Butler has put himself in that conversation. I mean, finals 3 years ago, conference finals last year, 8 seed this year, and look, as I'm saying this, I'm getting more and more upset, but the truth is, the resume right now is there. The resume is there. He's in the finals as a number 8 seed right now.
And let's be clear, I had that conversation about top 10 for about a month since I said Devin Booker wasn't a top 10, and this is obviously before what he did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just haven't re-ranked yet. But as of right now, Jimmy Butler has definitely have to be in everybody's right now top 10, Jimmy Butler got to be there. And I won't have another conversation without him not being involved.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Spoelstra has to get some love too. I know he does, and I know when that top 15 list came out with the NBA 75 last year, he was in that top 15 of coaches. But I just think, when you look at what he did with the LeBron, Wade, and Bosh teams, and then for LeBron to leave Miami, and I think at some point we got to have a conversation about, what if LeBron stayed? Would he get more chips? I think we got to have a serious conversation about that. Eric Spoelstra is putting together some nice work on the resume with these 2 finals appearances, along with what Jimmy Butler's been doing. But again, a bunch of undrafted players.
For sure.
I think the Kevin Love, and I know Kevin Love didn't play in Game 7 last night, but the move to get him when he got cut by Cleveland was very underrated. He played a pivotal part in the Knicks series. That series probably goes differently if he doesn't, if we don't let him throw those outlook passes in Game 1. But I think he's pivotal. Lowry, for all that ABM says about Lowry, not being good and stuff.
And I agree, by the way.
He's necessary. He's necessary. He's shown some flashes in this postseason, and I think they've put together a nice group of a team that you really can't count out in the Eastern Conference moving forward. You really can't.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me address ABM in the chat real quick. He's got Heat in 6, and I get it. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
He should.
Yep.
He
Talk
should.
talk your shit. Heat in 6. He says either way, the champs win in 6. The Heat will expose the Joker and Murray on the other end in a way the Lakers only did in Game 4. Lakers were in all 4 games, and 3 of those LeBron didn't close in on one possession game. The Heat get to the same point, they win the chip. And then he also says if Bosh doesn't have to retire, the Heat wouldn't have fell off. That was a huge in addition to Braun leaving. Facts. We forget about Bosh signing the contract, and then he ended up getting hurt, didn't play, and then he ended up retiring. So yeah, that was a pivotal moment in the Heat culture as well.
Sure.
Look, I'm not gonna be objective tonight when it comes to the finals, and the brother and my good brother ABM has been going back and forth with me on Twitter about whether it has to do with the Knicks and the Heat, whether it has to do with this Heat Celtics series, whether it has to do with the Avi bet, and I still have to keep that stupid Avi up on my Facebook page, and ABM, I'm not changing the Avi, bruh. I'm not. He asked me to change it back to the original colors of the Heat, and I'm like, I'm not change. Look, those Heat colors that I have in my Avi right now.
It's South Beach joint.
Yes, the best jersey. Period. The best Heat jersey. Period.
Oh, yeah. I mean, cause I don't know, cause I like.
Come on, bro.
95. I like the 95 Tim Hardaway joints though, so I don't know if I agree with that. I like the 95 Tim Hardaway.
I don't know. The South Beach joints with the Miami and the script.
Not 95, but later in the 90s. I know it was when Tim Hardaway went to the Heat. 97, like
96, 97, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the South Beach joint with the Miami script with the hot pink and the hot neon blue, whatever that is.
Oh, you talking about the white joint with the different lettering on it?
It could be the white joint. I know they got the black joint.
I didn't know which one you were talking about. I was just more so asking which one specifically were you talking about.
Oh no. I liked and look, I hate the Heat, but the jersey that I'm referring to is the one with the Miami script, the South Beach joint, with the hot pink and the neon blue, green, whatever color scheme.
Okay, you're talking about the South Beach jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
They sometimes come in black. They sometimes come in white. I think they sometimes come in the neon, in the green joint too. That's the best Miami Heat jersey ever. I'm not changing the Avi. ABM, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm leaving it the way it is, man. See, you win an Avi bet, and now you're trying to dictate which particular Avi got to be in there. Like,
you got to write the contract.
Come on, bro. Next time, you need to put that in fine print, bro. Here go ABM. He says Raleigh has 2 tickets for Game 4 if you want to attend. All right, ABM. All right, I get it, bro. Talk your shit, man. He agrees with you about the Hardaway joint, the jersey from 95, 96. But look, man, I'm not gonna be objective here. I'm gonna be all the way subjective. Nuggets in 4, man. And I know I'm Nuggets in 4, and I know. Like I said, I'm throwing a disclaimer out there. I would have picked Nuggets in 6. But ABM, been
talking too crazy to you.
ABM
too crazy to you.
He been poking the bear. He been poking the bear, man. He been poking the bear ever since.
Talking crazy.
That's crazy. He been messing with me, man.
Crazy.
He been messing with me, man. Look, Nuggets in 4, bro. I'm throwing a disclaimer out there. I'm not being objective about it. I'm saying it with my feelings. I'm emotional about this. I hope y'all go down in a sweep, bro.
That's what's up.
Jokic, the MVP, man. Trey, come in and join the winner. Heat Nation. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good with my orange and blue, man. I'm good. Speaking of good, bro, I'm good on this side. If you good on that side,
I'm tired as hell.
Man.
I'm hungry as hell. I need to eat.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. Shout out to the homies.
Finals on Thursday.
Yep. Thursday is the finals, and looking forward to that. And special shout out, ABM in the chat, Facebook Live chat. Shout out Big Kev 303 too. I saw
What
him
up, 303?
earlier watching us on YouTube there, and Big Kev 303. That's a Nuggets fan right there too. So good luck to the team. Good luck to the team, man. Shout out to Wole coming through.
Yes, sir.
DC urban sports scene. Make sure y'all check his stuff out. Twitter, YouTube. Check out his old catalog, platform, and all that good stuff. Everybody watching Facebook Live, continue to support. Click the like button. Let everybody know where they can find us at. YouTube, click the subscribe button. We're on there. Follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Also, you can check us out on the gram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. If you got questions or comments, you want to email us, barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And write us a review on any of these streaming platforms. Google Play, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Drop the review. Let us know what you think about the show. That'll really go a long way. And we appreciate all the fans. We appreciate the support. And our guests as well. And all I got to say, bro, man, it's been real. We're going to do this one next week. Y'all have a blessed week. Peace, love, happiness. And always remember, folks, mind your business. Be safe in the streets.
Drink some damn water.
No doubt, no doubt.
Recording stopped.